My name is Matty Tottenham. I'm the host of the W Number podcast based out of Massachusetts. I'm on Chatting with Stacks, bro.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today I got Matty from the W Number podcast.
I come across Aaron when I was on my second bid in 2000 and I want to say 15. I think. Yeah, it's like 2015 or 16 or something like that. But yeah, I met him the first time when he first came up there. I wasn't on the block with him. He was down in M1 with one of my brothers. His kid, his name's Jason Nobles, Boo Boo. He's in the feds now. I made videos about him on my channel, and about Double A. But I met him the first time. It was in Michael 1 when he first came into the orientation unit, and he had already been friends with my friend for a little while, and I had approached him. I gave him a couple of squares of K2 and some tea and some paper to roll it up and a lighter and all that shit. And he had just come out of the hole for a fight that him and my friend were involved in. So like he was already like he knew who white dudes were, who guys were. You know what I mean? Like if you were a boyo, Aaron kind of he would fuck with you because of Boo Boo and how close him and Boo Boo were.
Oh, so he was involved with people, but you knew that he was coming to the prison before he even got there, right?
Oh yeah, yep. When I was in Walpole, when they changed Walpole to classification, so on my second bid, classification was actually Walpole and not a maximum security anymore. So they changed it to classification. That's where I went to class. And when I was in class, Aaron was all over the TV. Like that was when his case was going to trial. That was when he was just taking the time or just getting sentenced on the first one. But before he even took all that shit, like nobody believed he would actually get sentenced. Nobody believed he would actually get a life sentence or go to prison. Everybody just kind of was like, yeah, it's another superstar about to walk. But sure enough, man, they had him nailed. And
It was big news. It was big news out there, right?
For real. It was definitely big news. And because of where he lived, a lot of people from my area, like, they knew him, they ran into him. Like he wasn't just like your average football player, like he was a street dude, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of street football players, but Aaron was a little stuck, I think.
100%. People don't know, but I'm from Bristol, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And I've had some interactions with Aaron Hernandez. He's 10 years younger than me. We're going to talk about that when I go on your show. And
fact, I can't wait to do that, bro. That is going to be absolutely fantastic. I know my viewers are going to really appreciate that. That's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big one, bro.
I've tattooed Charlie Boy. I've tattooed Aaron. Well, I'm going to tell you all the stories and it's pretty wild stuff. Yeah, I'm going to get you some footage. Was Aaron, because there's a lot of controversy that if Aaron was gay or not in prison. Now, what are your thoughts on that? And what can you tell me about his character when he was there? And what do you think that he was?
I can tell you, I would bet, I would be willing to bet both my big toes, no bull, that he's not gay. Or at least that he was not doing gay there. Why? Because in Massachusetts State, in the Max, in SBCC, in the Max, where I'm from, first of all, everybody will know about that as soon as his entered his butt. These cells are too close together. Mother would hear that. They would know, and nobody's keeping that a secret, dude. They would tell the whole block. The cops would tell the whole block. First of all, Massachusetts is something people need to know. The cops are going to put you out there every single time if you're fucked up, no matter what kind of fucked up. So we're going to know who's coming to the block. We're going to know what they're there for, everything, man. The cops are, that's just the way it works. They want to see more than we want to see.
It's like a soap opera, right? It's like gossiping people constantly, and word travels really fast in prison. I think people don't understand that.
And one of the things that the cops do really well is they have the prison by the balls, where they can actually fucking promote this type of violence by restricting us for not doing what they want. You know what I mean? Like if we're not taking out the skinners and taking out the people that are telling on them for not letting people out for wreck or whatever the stupid situation is, then they're gonna refuse to give us extra rec. They're gonna refuse to give us those extra trays. They're gonna refuse to do these certain things that make it more comfortable for us. So yeah, they set the tone sometimes, and it sucks that we are not smart enough to really to see the division here. You know what I mean? To see they're creating a division that makes us weaker, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying team up with shitbags. I'm saying that at all. But I am saying that we can be smart enough to think for ourselves on any situation. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
know
Think
when
for
you're
yourself.
getting played by the CEOs to do their
Right,
work,
right,
right?
right, 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 right. And that's the
So were
message.
there
It's just
were
think
there
for yourself.
any were there any rumors going around about him?
Nope. That's the thing. Until he was gone, nobody but this one stupid clown punk pure said this shit.
That's the one
Nobody.
that was on the with the tattoos, right? The kid with the
Yeah.
tattoos.
In the visiting room of the Max talking to Channel 5 or one of these other news stations, telling them Aaron told them about a fourth murder, all this crazy fucking bullshit, bro. Now, this is somebody who claims to have been closer to Double A than any other person in that place, which is also bullshit lie, because I know the person who's closest to him. I'm actually really good friends with him. He's in the feds right now, and I talk to him and his sister all the time. This kid was with him in one unit for about maybe 6 months. And when they were over there, yeah, they hung out. He latched on to Double A, knowing what he was going to do after. He said and did whatever he had to make Double A, you know, to be seen and perceived as close to him, so that when he didn't see this all happening. I think he was going to try to, use this situation for some other thing. But when this happened, when he passed away and he did kill himself, it gave him the opportunity to do what this slime ball does. Now, this is a kid who was definitely fucking dudes in the butt. And now I have nothing against gay dudes or anything, right? I have nothing against them at all. I promise you that. Like, as long as you're not doing it to me, I don't care, bro. If you're a solid dude and you're not a skin or a rat and you're gay, it doesn't matter to me. There's nothing wrong with your sexuality to me as long as you're not doing something to make me feel uncomfortable, right? But
Yeah.
you know, when it comes to somebody like that, like where he has no morals, like there's no line in the sand where you won't cross. Like he's willing to say or do anything. You know what I mean? The kid is really no good at its basic level. You know what I mean? Like,
Was that his reputation in
yeah,
there?
yeah. His reputation was of one that he was gay. The kid had been caught by cops. You know what I mean? Like, but and that's what makes it easier for him to say that. But Double A didn't know that either, though, because that wasn't something he was probably even hip to, because this all happened after he was gone. He didn't get caught with the dude until after Double A was gone. So he wouldn't even have known this kid had that shit going around with him. But Double A definitely couldn't have done it, dude. His stature, let me just say this, right? His stature, who he was, there was eyes on him all the time. There was people watching him all the time. Anything happened with him, like we were out in the yard one day and he was smoking a K2 stick, like on the stairs with a couple other of his bros. And I was just walking around the track. They came out to the yard, grabbed him, or no, sorry, when we were going in from the yard, they grabbed him and all those people sitting with him. And next thing you know, it's on the news.
Because they're
It's
watching
fucking
him
on
the whole
yeah,
time. So if he was doing that, it would have got caught and been on the news the next day.
dude, it would have been everywhere, bro. It would have just been everywhere. There's
So do
just
you
no
think it
way.
was just like a fame grab type thing?
They offered him the money and he took it. And he has no morals in the first place. That's what I think it is. He didn't care what people thought of him because everybody already thought of him.
So where does your life go from there? We're gonna talk more about you hanging out
I
with Aaron
definitely
Hernandez and Go ahead.
We got to get into it on a part 2 because my studio in the green is over right now. I have to move over and do my interview tonight.
Definitely. I'll bring you back on again for a part 2, and we'll get more in depth with it. And I look forward to going up there and giving you a good story, man.
I appreciate you. And next, you want to finish this up? I'll finish it up with you anytime. I'm in the studio all the time. We can do whatever.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk soon. All right.
All right, bro.
If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, too bad. Start your own podcast. Peace.